Hello YouTube viewers, welcome to my channel Science to Technology. I hope audio and video is working reliably. So we're just gonna wait for incognito window to give me a feedback, or you can type yes AV or click that 100% logo in the heart button. That will help me to gauge that is the stream actually active or not. Hello YouTube viewers, welcome to my channel Science to Technology. I hope audio and okay, as of now, I do think audio and video is working. All things should be good. So let's get started. Now, the reason I titled the stream like, the Ultra Pro Max Disappointment is simply because I generally have a very bad track record of like complex projects, starting it and unable to finish it, because like I have always like, oh, I'm missing this tool. Like whenever you see like large successful people who have like, decent, say, they generally have a lab. I have things, but I don't have a complete lab, like, start to finish. I have everything that is needed and I start working on it and I am done. Like it rarely happens. Although I learn a lot, so that's why I don't stop. But like in terms of finishing the project, the track record is bad. Let's just put it that way. So one thing I always wanted is basically because again, I do a lot of through hole components and all that. And again, you are prototyping, most likely you're going to use through hole components. So desoldering through hole components is very difficult. You're like, okay, what if you use solder wick? You can use that. It's very tedious and it's not designed for it. It's designed for SMD components. So like, of course, you can use it, brute force it. Heck, you can even use this, but like, you will be tired, you will be fatigued. And that's the one thing that I've noticed. Now, this again, I'm a bit late to this party and all that, as in like, maker space, so to say. So generally who are in the maker space, they are far more robust, like, they can like push through it, or they're younger and all that. So I generally, if I'm facing too much friction, I generally just give up. It's like, you know what, I'm out. So to make sure that I don't do that, like I needed better tool sets that just reduces friction. Basically, that's what I'm looking for. So I thought of investing into this. And the idea with this was like, while this is good and all, if it works, I could just add a small vacuum pump, something like this. Or this, I even bought a bigger one because I was not sure which one will be good enough. So something like this, a vacuum pump. And then all I have to do is basically have a simple MOSFET switch where I can turn it on or off, and tada, I can basically do solder sucking. This heats up, and because it is a hollow tip, it can easily suck through. It would be very effective. And some people have done that, but oh my god, like I got trolled so bad with this puppy. It's like, this is supposed to be 40-watt heating element. I tested it, the heating element is only, let me repeat, only 20 watt. It is barely a heating iron. Basically, I did try to, like after half an hour of waiting, barely managed to, wet one of the pad. So yeah, and I bought two. Like original plan was that I'm gonna experiment with one and then I'm gonna modify the other. Yeah, no. And the tragic part is the plastic quality is good. Like it is good plastic, and the vacuum is also very good. Like you can see, like if I block the terminal, see, and like compare that to this, like normal solder sucker, see, like this is very leaky. This is good, like the plastic quality is good, the material component, like it feels quality. It's just like, who the heck was finishing it? It's like, it's like, what if we cheap out inside here? Like there's a hollow core, that like hollow tube inside. That tube has insulation. On top of that insulation, there is nichrome wire, and you dump heat into that. Now, I originally thought I could just buy a nichrome wire from the market. Now, I did got nichrome wire, but turns out I got the wrong element. Basically, it's way too thick for what you call soldering iron use case. It's like way too thick. This can work. This can work. You can use something like this, but you have to reduce the voltage. So it does not create a too much current to draw. So the wire that is here, bro, you got scammed. Yeah, it almost feels like I'm genuinely shocked. Like, what should I do? Because again, this thing is not so what you call regulated, or and again, I do not want to spend boatload of money, because if I want to spend boatload of money, I'll reach a point like, which site did you use to buy your hardware? This one I was using Amazon. So I'm not gonna use basically DigiKey for everything. So I did use Amazon for this, but like it feels so sad. It's like, it's 90% there to a good product. All they have to do is increase the heating element. Now, of course, let's say, because again, I'm not doing analysis on the plastic and all that. Maybe this is very cheap quality, and if they had given it 40 watt, this area basically where it mounts to this might have like weaken or soften or things of that nature. So yeah, I basically got like kaput. Now I do not know what should I do. As in, do I bite the bullet? Because again, whenever I try to make like a complex project, it generally fails. Simpler mechanical project, I do have better chance of actually finishing in it and like doing it. What you go. Finishing it, and more likely that other people can replicate it, because again it's a very desirable thing to have the ability to desolder through whole components, because again even today you can modern unbox a modern motherboard or any system, there still would be a lot of through hole component. So having a proper tool which is like vacuum powered and all that, it will be desirable lot of, and given how many people make DIY attempts of it, it is desirable. It's just that what to do now. So I'm stuck. Why are you disappointed? I think you should rewind the video. I think you just joined right now. Basically, again, there was some other bad news also I got yesterday. Again, yesterday was a really bad day. I got this in the morning, so I was like excited. It was again, the plastic looks good. It's like good, and vacuum is good and strong. That's like good. And I like heated it up. It's like 20 watt. I'm like, what the hell? It's supposed to be 40. Like 30, I could have managed, but like freaking 20. Like they are like, what if we cheap out on the nichrome wire? Yeah. I was like, what the hell? That was tragic. That was tragic. Let's just put it that way. Let's just say what it is. Tragic. So, yeah. So Ford engines are also very reliable than Toyota. Is that true? No, no. See, whenever you are talking like this, it's a very useless statement. This is more reliable than that. That's not how it works. You have to specify. Like, for example, if I have to say Maruti engine is more reliable than other engines, does not mean anything. Which engine? K10 engine, let's just say 3-cylinder, 1 liter. You have to specify a lot, because again, once you are dealing with large enough data set, public perception could be completely wrong versus what it is. For example, a company that makes a car that requires servicing every 50,000 kilometer versus a company that makes a car that you requires servicing 100,000 kilometer, and what is the penalty? Like, what happens if you forget to service it? So you could have a scenario where a car that is like 50,000 kilometers, actually very poor car, but they know that it can last till 100,000. So they put service center at 50,000. So you're gonna service it one time or 2 times. And if you do service at the right time, everything works. But again, let's say a car company makes a really good engine, like really good. It can survive more than 100,000, but they're like, they give you service. But penalty of missing a service on the car engine, it goes kaput. Like a BMW, you'll be like, what's the point? So it's not as black and white as like, this is more reliable on that. It's like you have to collect so much data, so much precision. While Toyota used to be very reputed and very respected, modern Toyotas no longer has that sort of like love, so to say. And like people are saying, like 90s were the what you call peak. Now what you have is very finicky, things break out. And again, Drive for Answers, he did a tear down of like manual, like what exactly the manual is saying. Manual is like, lol, we're gonna drink oil now. Like think about it, like in 1990s, they were selling you a car that was not burning any oil. Like you could have forget about oil and your car will run for years and years and years. Now it's like, yeah, just keep checking it because we're gonna drink it. And again, because when they specified that, like at 50,000 kilometer, 1 liter, it's like, it's bad. It's almost like it slowly was reaching to 2 strokes. So they're like, no, no, keep checking it. They removed the kilometer. And again, this part I hate government, because again, companies should not be allowed to give you a vague number where it's like, oh, keep checking. No, what kilometer? Like, because if it's a number, then you know, okay, every 10,000 kilometer, please check. And if it's consuming more than 1 liter, something is wrong. But if you just make everything fake, where it's like, please check regularly. What the hell that means? Does that mean like every time I'm turning the key on, I'm checking? Like, what does that mean? So that sort of system is very, what you call, sloppy, for lack of a better term. Trump has approved tiny cars for America. Let's see how it unfolds. Although you have to understand, like Americans are in the downturn, so to say. They had their like golden period after World War II, but like things are bad there. like bad, like not just like wealth inequality, like the fabric basically is the social cohesion is falling apart. So it's not good time, and people are just burnt. Like, and again, that's why I keep saying there are only two things you have to see. If given the opportunity, would people leave this place, yes or no, and people are having kids or not, because everything else is meaningless if you do not have kids, everything else, because again, time will delete you anyway. So that's the one thing that you have to quantify against. And people, like, they're just done, like they're no longer having kids. So big cars may be reaching a point where it's like, yeah, nobody is rich enough to buy it. What's the point? Oh, I'm making a, like, F-150. Again, one of my colleagues who is working with CV engine, CV Global, sorry, he has a huge truck, like huge truck. And I'm like, to give you a context, like how stupid that truck is, the liter capacity, as in like how big that truck engine is, which is a household pickup truck. Its engine is same engine, like in terms of size, liter and all that, is used in Indian trucks, four-wheeler big trucks that moves loads. I'm like, that's just stupid. So again, the older people who, like, got in through the, like, peak times, and like, they are sorted, they are printing money, they're good, they're GG. But what about everybody else? They're like, yeah, we broke, bro, we broke. So maybe that's why Trump got persuaded into signing that. It's like, yeah, you can keep selling your big cars, but if only old people are buying it, it creates a very, what you call, perverse incentive. Like, and again, inherently, you're gonna also go kaput. So that could be playing a role into it. Why you just want okay? You sound like Trump when you say BSFC curve. It's not a curve, it's a graph. It's not a linear line, it's a curve, so to say. Can you make a video on knocking an engine of petrol and diesel? Diesel does not knock. It's designed to, basically, compression ignition is the point of diesel engine, while petrol engine can have a scenario where it goes by. Like, for example, if think in this way, when your piston is going like this, right, it has to go up, right? There is no other way, like it has to go up. But imagine knock happens at that time. You are pushing it and this crank is forcing it. Basically, there are two forces working against the crank pin, so it will bend. So that's happened. That's one way of knocking can destroy your engine, and other is like, it creates too much overheating and all that. So it's one of those things. Last time you talked about being lazy, less efficient. I observe the same with me. Can you suggest something? Nah, my man. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. From last August, as in, like, this year's August, 2025 August, I should have been happy. Like, one step was cleared, but it was just one thing after. Again, early days it was like, I'm gonna take a break, I'm just gonna chill 1 week. But again, it created a cascade failure where it's like, okay, I have to do this and I have to do that, and then this happened and that happened. I have, like, from August to now, I'm like just running on all cylinders. And again, that Ranchi thing was really not comfortable, and some bad news on that front also. So it's like I'm almost reaching a point where I just want to stop working. It's just like, no, I can't keep, like, grinding through this. But again, YouTube is rewarding me financially, so to say, as in, like, rewarding, as in, like, most of the time I'm making this much. I think last 2-3 months I was like a little bit better than that. So it was like, actually feels like, no, I'm actually making some decent money. Because again, whenever you are doing YouTube, you do have this problem of, like, some months is like nothing, next month is like YOLO. So that does happen. So it's like I'm stuck in this very, what you call, very tired, very over, like, it's just that I've become very distraught, for lack of a better term. Something like that. So did you approach for Ahirawat? No, they approached me. What's the cost? Okay. Yeah, it's like too many things. Basically, it's not that, like, I'm in a bad position. It's just that I'm overwhelmed. Like, one bad thing, meh. 10 bad things, okay. 20 bad things is like, okay, come on, relax. 50 bad things is like, bro, I'm done. Like, I'm done. Like, it's just, it's not something what you call very grand. It's just like, death by 1,000 cut, for lack of a better term. IPO next year again. Which aerospace you? Okay. Just watch your video about GDP per capita, then pilot for every country has graph wealth inequality. US has worse condition than any other country. That itself would not be that bad if everything else is scaled proportionately. For example, let's just say you have very bad wealth inequality, but people have safety and security, which again they used to have that. Now they don't. That's what I'm saying. Like, the capita, the social contract is no longer being honored, so to say. Like for example, today only, Edison Motor uploaded a video, and like he was just venting about his frustration with an investor. Like one investor flew him out, and again, I'm mostly sure somebody in his team would have flown out the investor. And investor was like, okay, why should I invest in you? And they were like, dude, you called us here, you flew us here, like what the hell? And he's like, see, he gave example that, I work in pharmaceutical, so I bought this pharmaceutical company who was making, heart saving, like what you call life-saving medication, meaning if you do not get this medication, you're kaput, like that's serious. And they were selling it for 50,000, 50 per month kind of. That was the average expenditure. So I reworked with FDA and all that. So, and I can F the people, and I made it $500. And this guy was proud of that. I mean, like, how poor you have to be proud of that? Like, can you imagine that? It's like, I can F the people. So, yeah, orgasm. I'm like, that will not create a stable society. That's like literally old people is like, let me be as rich as I can be, F the public. This is not stable, but yeah. So, that was there. Current valuation. Again, I would urge you to watch that video. It was just there. I have old times of it. I have 5 children who have a small family. Yeah. Yeah. Any thoughts on current PC component prices hike? My man, this is like, just. I think I might have lucked out, so to say. I bought computers like, I think 1 year ago. And given how badly received 5000 series is, I'm no longer feeling like, oh, I should have like, waited. And again, there is always a point, like you can always wait. But I think I kind of lucked out, so to say. Since Netflix bought W Brothers, it's like, okay. So how to become careless about unnecessary load? My man, I'm trying. I'm trying my best. Matter. No, I don't want to. Like again, I understand what curiosity. I generally share this information simply because I'm doing one video per day, right? That's the threshold that I want to maintain. Live on Saturday, and short on Sunday, and 5 days, 5 days. So that's the aim of it. But if I keep disappearing randomly, you guys will be like, what the hell is happening? Is he not serious or something? So for that reason, it's almost like, I'm doing this job and I'm giving an application. It's like, I have to deal with this. So that is there. Yeah, that will shift delete them. Like in short term, they are like, it might seem good, but in long term, it always ends in tragedy. Next year valuation is 800 billion. Yeah, let's see. Why people are becoming more unethical and careless about greater good. Again, it's the social, dude, do not write everything in capital. It does not make any sense. And yeah, again, I keep saying that there's like society only runs as long as it has high trust society. The moment trust is the fabric of everything. If trust falls apart, there is no such thing as dollar. There is no such thing as pound or rupees. There is no such thing. It's just trust. Break trust far enough, all that exploitative system falls and your country goes into chaos. More than enough countries have fallen into this. So it's not even a like hee hee ha ha kind of thing that never happens. It's like, yeah, that's history. Every country goes through that. So it's one of those things that one must take care of. What happens to civilization? Dude, that's war. Look into Sudan, what's happening. Like without trust, that nothing works, nothing. Like you think in this way, like India is right now ranked 4. Like people keep bitching about like, oh, India is this and that. For what we have, it's a miracle that India is a functional country. Like everybody masturbates about like, we want diversity. It's like, no, you don't. Diversity makes everything 10 times more difficult. You do not even want to know how much money Indian Railway has to put just so they can make a placard, a name board, so to say. How much research was gone into like, how do we name it? We can't put 50, 60 language. What can we do? Okay, so we're going to put the local language. Cool, awesome. That would be the biggest font. Second biggest font would be Hindi because it's a national language. Third would be English from almost everybody, even traveling abroad, they can read it. Like it took so much effort to do that. And that goes with everything. Having what you call diversity, it's not comfortable, it's difficult. And everybody is like, oh, China did. What the first thing CCP did is shift deleted the culture. That's the first thing. China before CCP and China after CCP is completely different. They deleted all the culture. It's like no culture. They just deleted it. Religion was removed systematically, culture was deleted systematically. That was the price they paid for quote unquote progress, which again did not even last very long because like, yeah, they did now. One child policy, who knew? Who knew mathematically if you do one child policy, you die? It's like, who knew? Like other than every mathematician ever. So It's one of those things. It's like it's very easy to blame India, but like the last few years, the more I'm becoming aware of other countries like Sudan, Chad. There's a country named Chad. That's a funny thing to me. It's like Chad, and again, like Pakistan. Let's just take example of Pakistan. Like it has single culture. It should be good, but again, does not function. They got 22 loans. Like there was this guy in my Hindi channel was complaining. I was like, oh, you say Japanese high trust, they got so much money from the West. I'm like, they got little money compared to what Pakistan got. Like Pakistan had 22 loans, 22 or 23, some stupid amount of loan. Let's just put it that way. And Japan took the loan, they paid it back. India also did that. Like we took the loan, we paid it back. That's the difference between trust society. Like I think the best uh, why are you ignoring SpaceX valuation question? Because again, it is irrelevant. What the hell I'm gonna do with it? What the hell I'm gonna do with it? Do you want me to buy like SpaceX stock? Like what the hell I'm gonna do with that? And again, evaluation is completely stupid. I to this day have no idea how Tesla has 1.4 trillion evaluation on a car company that does not sell enough cars. I have no idea. And all he is like lying. Oh, I'm gonna make a truck. That was in 2016. Like, think about it. That's how much he lies. It's like, we're going to sell this truck. We're going to pre-book now. And this guy, Chase Barber, he literally put the order down and is like, he was, I think, 46th number when it, like, they were putting the money down. Like, they had to put money down. And in that time, when he put the money down, it was taking so long. He's like, okay, I'm going to make my own truck company. And he made it. I have no idea why that company is worth $1.4 trillion. Like, so, again, valuation is just lol. Just lol. And if you keep caps locking everything, I will stop reading it. And if read. Question: if you are rich, who gonna care about the bottoms? No, see, people used to care about as long as they had family unit, because family unit forces you to think in, later terms. And again, think in this way: if you are like only thinking about yourself, you do not care what about something else. But when you are like, thinking about your children, you have to treat, everybody nicely. So when they need help, somebody is there to help. Like compare this, like compare how rich people is shown today in today's media, in American media, how rich people used to be shown in 90s, 50s and 60s media. It was rich people were like liked by people because they used to knew that's like, hey, I will not be there. Like, let's just say my wife and kids are in the house. Maybe they need help something and I'm not there. And again, this is before cell phone, this is before everything. So they had to make a good relationship with their neighbors. They used to help them out. And again, it was not expensive. Like, being good is not expensive. It's like a yacht is expensive. Being good is cheap. Like you can literally have a scenario where it's like, hey, like I see this where I'm living, like, so many people are struggling. Let's take care of them. That would be 1/100th of the cost of what you call this, a yacht. And again, you already have many yachts and you already have one ass. How about that? Like, how about you reinforce your civilization? Basically, that cultural bondage gives you the faith that if something bad happens to you, your family would be taken care of. That's how they used to work. Now they're like, and again, if you keep breaking the family unit, I'm not shocked this outcome will be inevitable. So that is there. Currently, I am a student. When I'm being because stable, I will join your club. See, it's not necessary to join my club. It's not necessary. It's just a add-on, so to say. It's not necessary. Why is America for Sims according to? It's not full of it. Like, it's just large population. Exaggerates everything. Basically, we could have 1% scammers, but because of our world's largest population, that 1% becomes huge. So that is there. And again, who is not simp? We are not the one who started this trend of like, paying someone else kids for and all that. Like we are not that trend. We are just following through. We can blame this if we're in China, but who about Japan, South Korea? They're low fertility. Again, that's why I said, like, I keep saying that Japanese were way too egocentric. I kept saying that, like, multiple times I've saying, like, again, I've not studied too much about South Korea, but it seems almost the same thing. Is this like, many times people forget like what is important in life. Like many times people forget, it's like, it's not money. It's not money. Every Tom, Dick and Harry is like, it sounds so smart. It's like, it's about money. It's like, bro, have you looked before 1930? Humanity used to exist for thousands of years. Or what you consider inflation today, it's nothing compared to what was after World War I. Like, it's not even that long ago. We have photos from that. So, is masculinity necessary for... See, masculinity has become like a, what you call... umbrella vague term, so it's not concrete. But is masculinity necessary? Let me put it better. Masculinity is necessary for civilization to thrive. If you remove that, if everybody becomes like every man for themselves, yeah, you degrade into low trust society, and then what happens is Sudan happens. Might is right kind of thing happens. There is a woman that was saying things, dark things, very dark things about other women that they wanted to do. There is a video of it. It's bad. So you do not want to live in a society where that happens. What about HJT, TopCon in solar panels? I do not have contextual awareness of that. In how many things Pareto distribution, point of diminishing return you're observing? Everything. It's almost like absolute law of reality, so to say. It's almost like an absolute law. Like it will be there. It's not a discussion, it's not optional, it will be there, so to say. It will be there. I wanted to talk about something. Yeah. Okay, so I want you guys to help me find some material for insulating this puppy. Basically, I can't just wrap nichrome wire on the core itself. Again, it will conduct and short out. So I need something that allows me to insulate it. Now, the key is it should be good for high temperature. You cannot talk about those sleeves. Those sleeves are very low temperature. They are barely 200 and 300 degrees Celsius and they start to char. So I need something. Again, a nichrome wire, I think I should be able to find quality nichrome wire sources on Amazon. That should not be too difficult. But again, I'm not sure what to do. Like, do I buy nichrome wire, increase it from like 20 watt to 30, 40 watts and then deal with some other things and, because again, I do want to make it. Like, I do want to have a scenario where it's like, maybe even a dream where it's like, this whole thing is like, complete, like a hairco. But again, that does require me to figure out how to power this from AC mains. Again, I've seen that they're using capacitive dropper, which is confusing to me. It's like how capacitive dropper can provide enough power for that. Like, I do not know. Like, do we have a technology to have a capacitive dropper that can draw like, 24 watts? Although to be fair, like I've seen a lot of big Clive videos and they are talking about like capacitive droppers powering like big powerful floodlights. So it does make sense that 20 watts of power should be available for motor. But again, I do not have enough, enough knowledge on those front. So heating element is easy. Like, for example, where is that? Yeah. I do have this heating element and it has a thyristor or triac. Yeah, it has a triac to do the controlling. It does have a knob. Of course, it does not have temperature feedback, but control mechanism is there. So things can be done. It's just that I'm so limited. Now, my aim was like, first thing is like, I do not want to think too much and end up doing nothing. My aim was, first aim, which again, I don't think I will be able to do tomorrow because I have to make a video tomorrow. What made you choose to make your own watch? I've spent way too much money on it. And again, I'm no longer happy with it. It's like, I keep spending money and always I'm getting like, sub-optimum results, so to say. So at some point, it's just like, you know what? Let's try to build it. Either I'm going to learn something or I'm going to succeed. So there is no loss, so to say. Your views on Sanchar app, I have not used it. Why almost nobody talks about seriousness so family unit, unlike I was shocked now how important it is. See, if you convince half of humanity that they are victim, they are already brain dead. It's like being a victim is not a good thing. It's not desirable. It's not sustainable. But if you make them victim, you remove them from accountability. The moment you remove someone from accountability, every bad thing happens to them is because of someone else. And then there is no recovery or U-turn. Like, you're dead. Basically, you're dead. Effectively. And you did that to half of humanity. Like, Thanos snapping, half of humanity will become dumb. It's like, it can't be undone. Like, yeah, cool, awesome, you did it. And what's next? Oh, yeah. Now, you saying that you were oppressed, not that times were rough, that was the only survivable solution because anybody who tried anything else died from that to, oh, you will be oppressed, my man. Don't worry about it. Like, and this time it will be 4K oppression. This won't be like, 369 chapels. There are a lot more boards available to power such motor via AC mains. If you know any link where I can buy a direct one, like I need 24 watts minimum. So that will help a lot. Like if you can directly provide system. Again, I will not make the mistake of directly jumping into it. Like I'll my aim is to make small steps. First step is having a push button switch for these motors. That's the first thing. And this is small one. I do not know whether it has a leakage or like something, but like it does look very right size to for that like Heiko kind of deal where you have direct pipe and all that. So I do want to make it. It's just that, what features and quality you want in your watch? Again, that's a very deep discussion. I have already done that in other live stream. It's just that I want a watch that has high legibility. Everything else is irrelevant. Like Casio makes a watch, I would have bought it. It's just that it does not have solar. Hold on, let your boy drink some water. I'm getting thirsty. I watched a video on hot water. Can you heat up room that hot water means hot water battery like ice battery? Can we heat room? Yeah, you can do that. We call in-floor heating, where you have a lot of pipes. And if you do not want to do that, you can have a radiator, like a normal water-cooled radiator, which becomes, in this scenario, room heater. Because again, you are cooling the water by leaching the heat into the room. You can do that. It's a normal thing. And yes, hot water is also considered as a battery. It's an energy storage system. I think spiritual guru Hindu is already talking about the followers of important of family unit. Yeah, but India is too far gone. Like, go to any family court and you'll be like, yeah, it's dead. It's already dead. So victim mindset is poisonous. Again, read any culture, any religion, any large group of people that have survived long enough. They will, all of them, all will have warning against victimhood. You, again, even Gandhi said that. Like, it's not even a, what you call, magical, wisdom. It's like, it's a basic wisdom. It's like, because again, like, for example, I'm going through some bad things, okay? And this time it's bad. Like, not only financially bad, it could delete me kind of bad. Like, bad. Like, it's not just like, oh, I feel like this and depressed and all. No, I have a missile firing at me, okay? So it's like, whoa. Like, there is a saying like, do not cry because life might give you something to cry about. It's that kind of scenario. So it's like, I know what real problem is. And again, if many of you will feel like, oh, problems are not comparable. Of course, emotionally they are not, but practically they are. Like, for example, somebody needing to go to get a spinal surgery is far more what you call serious than having a heartbreak because of, failure of a partnership. But again, you might shift delete yourself and that will make it higher, what you call, seriousness. But again, that's on an emotional level. On a physical level, one is definitely much worse than the other. So it's one of those things that we have to really, ingrain never, ever to become a victim. Nope. No. Like, you fight until the last breath, the end. Latest news: on Indian company the visa for thousands for marriage. 1,000 for marriage. Like, going there for a marriage, or like, what's the deal? I'm not getting it. Is it good idea for making own liquid nitrogen machine? Again, depending what you want to do. Like, if you want to experiment and all that, yeah, it's a good learning experience. And again, I always recommend make your own. First, a lot of things are not available in India. Second, you learn a lot. Even all of my failed projects have taught me so much that my what you call toolkit of like what the hell is going on in this world is a lot beefier than it would have been if I did not do that. Last time in a metro, or was me to give her, may I say also they have only seat elders here, so I threw my leftover tiffin at the leaving metro. After that, I had never used metro. Dude, that's unnecessary. It's really too far gone. India really is no solution. Returning try can something at least 2040s can be saved. Dude, I go to court. I'm seeing 4K HDR 120 FPS. Like, I'm done. Like, for example, recently a woman kaputted her babies, not one, 3 or 4. And again, it was too dark, I did not study it. And again, this happened. I am hoping, I am praying, I'm begging that this is not true, it's just fake news, but I'm too scared to know that this might likely happen. Is that she kaputted her daughters simply because people used to say that, your daughters are so beautiful. She wanted to be the most beautiful one. She kaputted her own daughters because of that, and she used to drown them on, like, water tubs and all that. And the only reason she drowned someone else's child. And then like when police was called, is like, and police was like, dude, the child is too tall for to be, like, drowning in a bucket, like that cannot happen. So they pressed her, and it's like, no, I care, because people were saying she was like, children passed away because of that, like a woman's vanity of that. And it's a Hindu woman, it's an Indian woman. Oh, and there is this another super duper news that happened, which again, I'm praying that it is wrong. Woman in her 50s kaputted her 22-year-old boy because of property. And you are telling me that you want to save this? It's like, at this point in time, I'm wishing, like, just delete everything. Make a N2 machine cost 60 lakhs online. Again, that's not how it works. You might be able to make it your own in, let's just say, 30 lakhs, right? Let's just say you're able to do that. But here's the, do you have the time? Do you have the, many times when you are paying for something, you are not just paying for the bong cost, like, bill of material cost. You are paying for their experience. You are paying for what you call headache free experience. It's like, bro, give me this, the end. I do not want to deal with this. So it's not as black and white as, again, for learning experience, I will definitely say that. But if you're running a company, unless saving that money is that important, or maybe some companies do that because again, they want to have what you call vertical integration, where they're like, no, we know how all our machine works, so we can have, like, technician who can work on itself. It's not like, or downtime. Like, again, some places downtime is so critical, they are like, bro, if we can't afford 2-3 of it, have enough what you call enough knowledge base where it's like, oh, the machine is not working. It's not that machine is not working. It's like, okay, what is going on? And if you built your own control system, you know what the hell is going on. You will know that, like, how the heck that works. It's like, it's one of those things. What's your go-to place for buying hardware projects of your, again, depends on the complexity. Like, for example, if it's a fancy item like MIP display and all that, DigiKey. If it's a normal thing like this puppy, Amazon. So that is there. She is psycho from Haryana. That's true. I hope it's not true. Like, I'm genuinely telling you, I do not want to be true. Like, again, property one I could justify, but again, like, imagine somebody saying your child is pretty. That should make you happy. It's like, hey, yeah, like there is a baby, let's just say, I call it nuclear reactor, running around, and if somebody's like, he's smarter than you, I'm like, yeah, awesome, GG, ultra awesome. That's happy. That's what we want. It's like, when this inversion happened, but then again, you study women's psychology and you're like, yeah, it was always there. Like, we are almost reaching a point now where everybody will be justified in the future. It's like, no, we gave them and they started kaputting babies. It's almost like a Greek philosophy or something, where it's like, if you give women freedom, they will run around naked and killing babies. It's like, I hope it's a meme, but like, I'm seeing too much of it. Do the future is going to be painful, financial, social, because of inflation, AI, automation, and no equilibrium? See, all of those things are outcomes of people breaking the trust system. Basically, a society runs on trust of what you call good, what's the word for it? Good faith. There is nothing more than that. Like, people have this like weird ideas like money, law. It's like, no. Like, for example, if I'm working with someone, do you think I'm gonna sue them for everything? Hell no, it's not financially viable nor time viable. It's like, you have to trust them. And again, some amount of up and down people can handle. Like, let's just say I deal with 100 people, and let's say 90 of them were like, doing their best, and 10 were like trying to scam me. I can live with that. But if 100% of them scamming me, me dead. I'm like, I'm gonna leave that place. So that's the whole thing. Do you think future is going to, okay, do you support your taxes money going to old people pension? Yeah, I have no problem with that. Do you have LinkedIn? Yes. Such crime cases is like quite common. It's just mainstream media does not show that the whole agenda will break. Yeah, that's the scary part to it. Like, again, Mata kumata nahi ho sakti. There's a statement in our holy scripture, for lack of a better term, is that no matter what happens, a mom can never harm her child. Turns out that was wrong. They're gonna be married with yeah. Do paternity fraud, it's too common, like I said in a video in Gujarat. See, again, if a culture becomes stupid, it dies. There is no what you call this and that. It's just very simple. It's like if you do brute parasitism, you die. The end. It's not, oh, this and that. It's like, nah, you did. It's like surprisingly simple. Okay, let's talk about something that is not depressing. I am very happy with Sony's A7 Mark V release, and there is a very good chance. My man, if you need that much hand holding, if you know my name, you can find it. It's not that hard to find. A7 Mark V. Now again, there may be a chance I will be able to get it, and there was a chance I could have done that for last 2 years. I've been waiting for 2 years for this camera to come out. And again, I have to say, I'm happy that I waited, because again, while there are other cameras and some even better than this, it's just that this camera has the new SoC, because you have to understand, same way smartphone companies try to update their SoC every year or every 2 years, like Snapdragon and this MediaTek and what else companies there? Snapdragon, MediaTek, Exynos, yeah, those sort of things. They try to update every year. They can't. Like you know, like it can't work. But in camera industry is different. Camera industry, they make a new SoC and they milk it for 5 generation at least, like 5 years. And every model release in that 5 year period will be like, you know, that exact same hardware. SoC, sorry, SoC. So SoC is the upper limit. Basically, if the GoPro releases a new SoC, they will use that SoC for 5 generation. So if the first launch has too much overheating issue, it will keep happening because they can't change the SoC. It takes too much what you call finances and all that. So first time they'll try to make it work, and other time it will not work. So Sony had like a decent SoC, not the greatest but not the bad, like it was good. And A7 Mark IV was like good, but like it suffered heavily from poo-poo sensor, so to say. The sensor was not, it was not flexing. And Canon R6 Mark III on feature set is really loaded. Now it's not useful camera. The reason why I'm saying it's not useful, if it's freaking overheating by Gerald Alden and every Tom, Dick and Harry who's using it is like, yeah, 4K 60 it overheats. I'm not trying that on RAW. Okay, I'm not trying that. And again, they know, Canon knows that this camera overheats. That's why the same camera has been made with C50 and it has a cooling fan. They know this, like it cannot work without what you call a cooling fan. So on paper, Canon is awesome. It's just I can't buy it because I make video every day, 2 video per day. I do not have that luxurious like camera overheating. That's not gonna fly. And again, if it was overheating in 30 degrees Celsius, if my air conditioner shuts off, which again in summer it does happen, yeah, it's gonna overheat. So that's not acceptable. And the reason why I'm so angry at Canon, A, I have Canon, B, there's this guy, DIY Park, amazing guy. He opened his R5 and he put a copper plate. That solved overheating. I was like, they really are cheaping out that much. Again, I have bought like, you know, Canon big 70-300 first party lens, and it was like, it's an expensive lens. It was like big expensive lens long ago. And they removed the freaking plastic hood from it. It was Mark 1 lens, used to come with plastic hood, which again, you need hood for telephoto lenses. Otherwise, there is too much, what you call, you lose contrast. Like lens hood for telephoto lens is not optional, it's necessary. They removed it. It's like, yeah, we're going to become multi-trillion-dollar company by removing 5 rupee plastic piece. It was like, you know, such a cheap experience. And they're doing this with like, he just put copper. He put copper on it. It's not like, you know, I'm going to put a vapor chamber, I'm going to do this, nothing. It just put copper and it's like, yeah, problem solved. Now, of course, it did not solve all the problem, but it solved the cooling part. It's like, hey, it overheats quickly, but cools down quickly. So you can shoot 20 minutes and just chill. And again, he had a small fan blowing air through it, done. So that is the importance of SoC. If SoC is not good, you're dead. This time, Sony had a decent SoC, not the greatest, but decent. Let's just call it decent. This time, they're like, hey, we have a new camera, GG. 4K 60 uncropped GG, which again is not a feature of the SoC, it's the feature of the sensor. Cool, awesome, GG. That again, I wanted that. Cool, awesome, GG. It can do 4K 30 FPS over the USB-C. Again, I would have wished for 60, but again, I'm fine. I can live with that. And again, I'm streaming at full HD, so who cares? So I can live with that. But Canon does give USB 4K 60. So that's my name. But again, compared to A7 Mark IV, Mark IV has freaking 15 FPS on USB-C for 4K. 4K. So it's like, ooh, yeah, no. So I'm happy with that. Yeah. what I was talking about. Huh. So, and the fact that Sony sold enough of it that DJI makes a hot shoe adapter that directly works on a digital data transmission level, I'm like, shut up, take money. Like, I really wanted this camera to be good, and it's like the SoC, they're the first time they are saying, hey, we have a new camera which has higher performance. GG, every company does that. And they're like, no, it working on the same battery, it will give you better battery life. I'm like, like compared to Canon, R6 Mark II has the same battery as R6 Mark III. You can put Mark II battery into the Mark III. It will just disable features because it's like you need P series battery which has more power. I'm like, compare that to Sony. It's like, yeah, for 7 or 9 years they have same model, Z100, the end. What battery? Z100, done. Every full frame, Z100. My brother has Canon, I'm saying Canon. A7C Mark II, same battery. Like, that's good. That's how it should be. Like, battery equals battery. You do not need to reinvent battery every time. And Canon does that. Again, I'm dealing with it. Like a DSLR battery, the battery is so, at peak, I think they had 18, 19 battery models. 18 to 19. Like 2, 3 makes sense, right? You have one for big cameras, one for small camera, one for medium camera. Not freaking 18, 19 models of battery. But they did. Camera SoC can't have software updates. No, they have software update, but the silicon is fixed now. So like, let's say you improve the algorithm, but it won't gonna do much, right? Like some amount of extra performance can be gained, no denying that, but you can't do too much. How do brute parasitism do genetic engineering and gonna backfire to study? Think in this way, like whenever you talk about like, a bird, right? Imagine a bird, right? Species A, species B. Species A know how to build a nest. Species B does not know how to build a nest. Species B implants its egg into species A. But here's the deal. What happens if species A does that to every single species B? Like, the parasite does that to everyone. There is no next generation because nobody knows how to build a house or nest. That's the same thing. If you keep oh, I'm gonna marry him and I'm gonna bang someone else, Chad and Tyrone, child would be Chad and Tyrone, and nobody will know how to run a house. Nobody will know how to go through the struggles of life and actually build a family. Because again, you depleted Chad and Tyrone, and we were like, oh, it's what you call nature versus nurture. But here's the deal, it has to be 50-50. Nature versus nurture has to be 50-50. And even if it's not, even if it's like, oh, it's what you call 25%, that only increases how many counts before everybody loses grip with family unit. And again, there are a lot of hormonal handshake, so to say, which allows people to come together. Basically, you can find it in people where people who do not like children, where their own children is there, is like, hey, their own child can do anything, and they're like, I got this. Why? There are a lot of hormonal handshake, your own. It's a feeling. It's like it's a real thing. Bonding is not just like, oh lol. It's like it's not a USB stick. It takes a lot of time for para bonding structures to work. So if you're putting it like I'm gonna have Chad and Tyrone and this guy to pay my bills, cool, awesome. That only works for one generation. 2, 3 generations down the line, nobody knows how to run a family. Nobody knows how to handle anything. Everything falls apart. So it's the same thing. Like what happens if everybody that bird thing, if like, oh, it puts every egg, but it only does to 10% of nest. If it did with 100% of the nest, there is no next generation that knows how to build system. Like parasite can only be at a small fraction percentage. Otherwise, yeah, there is nothing. Color science to change ho gaye. Again, color science was not there. Why not Lumix? Again, on paper, Panasonic makes amazing camera. Reality, they make the shittiest camera. Like that's why nobody buys it. Like on paper, they have been amazing for what is Helio? It's an old gaming name, or to say. What you call? It's back in my gamers day. I keep forgetting what it was like. Yeah, color science. Color science was an issue, and Lumix. So yeah, Lumix has everything. And the biggest mistake Panasonic did, which was like genuinely, what are you smoking? Is that when they jumped from micro four third to full frame, they still smoked cocaine, and they're like, what if we do give you contrast detect autofocus? It's like, no, you do phase detect. And they had to come to phase detect because it was not selling enough. But by that time, they have burnt enough of the bridges. Like, yeah, people are like, yeah, it does not work. And now they have done it, but again, now they are behind because again, Sony took years to refine, Canon took years to refine, Nikon took years to refine. Of course, they will not be as refined as this system. on top of that, another problem was they always cheapify their model. It's like, okay, we have this, what was that, S5 II or something like that. Like, it's just a decent model. And they're like, no, no, we have S5 2X model, which has all advanced features. It's the same freaking hardware. You literally have software lock that. It's like, you should not do that. You do not have enough selling, and you do not have, like, what you call enough market capture where you can piss on customer like that. You should be like, hey, this has everything. Price, again, price will actually be same, because even if you like, hey, like, we can make it cheap. It's like, no, because you have to now run two SKUs of product. You have to have 2x everything: inventory cost, management cost, supply manual, and all. Oh, there's so many costs. You can't just make one. But somebody in the, oh no, we should release 5-6 model a year. It's like, no, make one or two good one. So that's why, like, Lumix is on paper the greatest camera ever. Reality is the shittiest camera ever. That's why nobody buys it. Like, again, Panasonic used to say, like, if you look their earning report, back in the days, Lumix used to be a very prominent thing. Like, Panasonic, this branch is making money, this branch is making Lumix. Now Lumix is folded inside optics division, where they're like, we make security camera. This tiny Lumix. It's not good. It's not healthy. Color science, 43 connections, 120 followers. Eh? Okay. What camera do you recommend new for newbie? I know nothing about cameras. I used phone camera. It do what it overheat going to over 4 heat. Yeah. Don't buy a camera. Buy a smartphone. Trust me. Cameras are very, what you call, stuck in 90s. Why don't you sit and videos and live? Only seen you standing with your USB cable video. See, spinal reason. I can sit, like, now my spine is much better off, but again, this is why, like, because I've been working continuously and overworked, I have re-engaged my, like, that hamstring issue. It's not hamstring, there is a bit of nerve pinching that happens. I have to, like, keep my spine like this, but when I sit, it becomes like this. So it's like, it's a difficult thing. Brute pressure topic studied in BSc zoology. Nice. According to my man, why you keep repeating laptop thing? I keep telling you, I am not a laptop guy. I have not looked into laptop for so long that I have no data and context for it. Theory topic in semester 2. Okay, I'm watching your video from 2008, but not sure why. Can you tell me what's wrong with me? Hey, I don't know, like, what is your question? Nature versus nurture, yes. Childhood as adolescent psychology paper, I studied written exam. Any information about framework laptop coming in India? I don't think so. I don't think so. Not anytime soon, at least. Or it could be that, like, any plan to buy new DJI mic? Yeah. Your boy is hopeful. Your boy is hopeful. Yeah, because again, that again, I do it every day. So even saving few minutes of time, even if quality improvement later, because the, what you call this, you have to understand, when you are doing something every day, even saving little bit of time, little bit of friction, it's what we call priceless, so to say. So, and the fact DJI Mic 3 is what I wanted. Basically, you have to understand, I do not want to set level or gains. Like right now, I bring it into a software, and then I set it to 5 dB plus, and then I set it to denoise, adaptive denoise, and then apply another adaptive denoise. These 3 things I do. It adds clicks, but here's the deal. I do not enjoy that. Like, I do not enjoy that. I do, basically, the moment recording is done, I want that file to go to, YouTube. I do not want to touch that file, but I have to. Again, little bit of frustration is manageable, and that's what I want to reduce. I do not want to have a scenario where it's like, ideally, the mic recording, which again, digital mic recording in this sort of household environment should be clean enough. And again, transferring over digital, it should be clean enough. That means it has only one analog to digital conversion and happening at a company that only is working on a mic. I have higher faith in that. Because if I look into this Rode mic, it's like mic is converting that analog signal to digital, cool once. Transmitting digital, cool, awesome. Digital to analog conversion one time, so it can transmit over analog cable. Then analog cable again converts it to digital signal. So you have 2 unnecessary conversion that is happening. If you have DJI mic working with Sony hot shoe adapter, you have one analog to digital conversion. Here, the end. Everything after that is digital. So either it works or it does not work. So, and again, in short range, this thing, it's perfect. So that's not. Now, is there any issue with DJI Mic 3? Yes. Tiny battery. It will not last very long time. So that's one thing. So other than that, everything else is good. What's your bedtime? Generally, I try to sleep at 12 or before that. I think it's a good business. They increase $50 to $500 for heart medicine. Yeah, it's a good business dollar decision. No one is denying that. It's just that it's shift deleting the whole culture. It's like it's almost like it's the same thing like selling your balls to make a business. It's like yeah, you already sold your future. There is no future anymore. It's like you are here, you are exploiting this system because your elders did not do that. And when you start exploiting, you end the line. Like the railway track ends here because you are corroding it, so to say. Today, incredible go. I earned 89K from freelancing just working for 3 days. Dude, don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. Just enjoy it. Some people are saying, again, you just said some people are saying. I have no context of what or how, like there is nothing. Why Indians like Putin? Isn't the economic dad is gonna games? See, Indians like what they it's not people like Putin, is that Indians hate Americans because we can't be like them. We can't go there. Like there are so many Indians, like every day on freaking passport office, go like how many people want to try to go to America? They're like 10,000. Of course, if they can't go, they will say, oh, America sucks. It's like, angur khatte hain. Like, a sour grapes kind of deal. Of course, you will like Putin because again, a guy should be really liked if he puts 250,000 of its own men. Yeah, that's a very great role model. GG role model. I earn 2K more just because of rupee goes down. Ooh. I think that might be helping me a little bit. Because again, YouTube sends me in dollar. So that is it. That the AI is eating around 90% of data, information, and internet would stop processing as data would be the train on. Of course, AI has reached a point of like, basically companies are trying to cheat. That's what the AI could be really awesome. It's just that they don't like, hey, but I don't want to train it. And again, let me be very clear. When I say train, I mean train by people. Basically, it's like they made a baby and they're like, couldn't baby learn on its own? No, you have to train it. It's like if you watch my old videos, I keep talking about like if Bing really wants to be good, like hey, Bing is the better Google. All they had to do is hire 100 people, which again Microsoft can do it in sleep, and all they have to be is double of everyone, and these people have to be very nerdy on their topic. Basically, let's just say 2 people on printers. All they have to do is like, let's just say you start in 2026. Okay, cool, awesome. The first thing would be every new launches operate. New launch, basically there are only 10-20 companies that make printer, only 5-6 on the major master. You start with that and you catalog data for that, and that knowledge, how to catalog it, how do you filter it out, all that AI has to be trained, and person would be the check base. And again, 2 people, ideally one leftist, one rightist, so you have a very clear non-political view, and actual data is like how do you study the manual, how do you filter things out, all that data, like you really crunch all the data and do this with every field, sector, so to say. So some people, like, of course you will need more people depending on the what you call use case of the what you call sector. For example, for space sector they might require 2-3 people, because again it would require dealing with the data of ISRO, NASA and all that, like what happened, how they happened, timeline and all that, to create a good data. Basically created a trusted data source. That data source could be like, no, this data source, why it's working, how it is being validated, that has the actual knowledge. It's like how to learn kind of thing. And every company is like, can't we make an AI that knows how to, that it's a AI that it knows how to this and all that. It's like, yeah, that's not how it works. Now there was such as high health parasitic behavior. Yeah, that's the whole thing. That's the whole point of the video. Is like, if you have a low trust society, it's not a very long living society. It's like shift delete society. Bro, you keep repeating the same thing again and again. It's boring. Sleep at 12, it'll at least try 11. It will help with your health. In your media, goofy Trump first now. The base sharing deal with Russia is going to help a lot in the future. Yeah. Hello. Currently, OpenAI is eating the whole consumer electronic devices. Yeah, you can say that. Do creators actually benefit from premium membership viewers? Yes, I do. The whole laptop market in India is below, means cheap consumer laptop, not premium. Again, I'm genuinely, I'm not even joking, genuinely considering getting a laptop, but again, too much financial constraint. I have too many things going on, too many. It's like from travelings to, again, if things go well, knock on wood, I should have A75 decently soon. It would be awesome if I can get it before Christmas, but I don't think it will be. Today is 6th. Again, I'm not, it's at least listed in I am student, but it's not a what you call a sale. It's a pre-order. So I'm not gonna spend money when it's in pre-order. It has to be because again, if I buy things and like I got lens, I got everything, I will be out of return window if any of these things are broken. So it has to be shipped at the same time. So let's see. Any movie recommend? Again, today was a very, what you call, yesterday, a very disappointed day. Again, I'm not disappointed in what happened. It's just that I'm disappointed. I have lost my edge. Again, there is no two way of putting it. I lost my edge. Like things that should take 2-3 hours, I'm taking freaking whole day. And again, yesterday was so many bad news so quickly. I just like kaputted it. And today I wanted to do something, but I only managed to do one thing. I did a speed post. That's it. That's all I did today. Again, this live stream also, but like, I'm like, I have to compromise my Sunday. I have to work like it's a Monday and then keep expanding. And again, I have a 1-day travel, which again, that will require another day or double work. It's rough. It's rough. It's rough. In 2020, $31 equal $1, then government is gonna be free. Watched Mission Impossible Final Reckoning in Prime Video. My brother is not talking about Mission Impossible. That means it's not that good. He used to like that, and he said like last few ones became just too stupid. So if he's not interested in that, I do not even need. Might watch it just for lols, but like I do not need to. The if I will not come to India. Yeah, at this point in time, I can't say that. Buddha shared your thoughts on longevity. Buddy shares your thoughts on longevity. Traveling where? Not a good place. If you know my few streams, you know where I'm talking about. Oh, damn. It's been 1 hour. Anyway, it's been 1 hour, so I'm gonna take my leave. And it seems stream was decent. Anyway, hopefully all things go normal and well, and I'll see you next week. Bye.